So here I am working on a brand new project for my son. This is a hat that I'm going to turn into a cosplay of a mandrake. These are going to be my leaves. I thought this would be a nice texture. And I'm using this little brown fleece that I got years ago. And this pattern is actually from Apple Green Cottage. And it's for free! Baby hat pattern. She has other patterns as well. Hooray! Look, I'm cutting. So I have the pattern cut out here, and before I actually start assembling this, I want to make a few leaves. So I'm just going to take off the edges here and just cut straight. Leaves don't have to be perfect. I want one big leaf and then I want two smaller leaves. I'm going to cut this one in half. Now I'm just going to cut down the fold like so. Fold this one in half like this, and then I'm going to sew kind of like there. And then you can see here I'm just going to sew like here and make a leaf shape, and then all of these leaf shapes are actually going to be sewn into this part here inside the hat. You could actually put it sporadically here or here before you combine it, not on the cuff where the hat goes. So this one's going to be kind of small, so I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is go even wider on this side. So I'm just going to flip it and show you from here. So I don't want it to be bad. Again, leaves, organic, not a bad thing. That was still thinner than I wanted. Whoops. And what we want to do is clip the curves. Scissors. Clip the curves. Probably wondering, hey, why aren't you cutting off the excess? Actually going to quilt it a bit. So now I'm going to flip this inside out. And then we flipped it inside out. Again, it's fine. Look, that's a cute little leaf. Oh my gosh. All right, so now that I've used the salvage, I'm just going to make two lines down the center to make one vein. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, leaves are leaves. Ta-da! You can see the difference that I've made by adding a little bit of lines. And because I left the fabric on the inside, it's a little bit more puffy as opposed to not. And I really love the little textures that this provides. So this is the difference with sewing the leaf and just letting it be a little shape. So it's nice to add veins, even if it's not secured stitches. It's just supposed to be a little bit of fun. And that way you really get this leaf, like it really looks like a leaf now, right? As opposed to just this. So yeah, detailing. Let me show you how I did it. So I'm going to just take a random point on the leaf. It does not need to be symmetrical because organic things usually aren't. I'm going to go in at a diagonal, go down the center. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to stop, rotate back, and go make a diagonal back to the outside. And go all the way to the edge. And that is veins on my leaf. And then you don't have to do it completely symmetrical. Do it however you want. Again, this is supposed to be a fun project. So I'm going to go down a little bit more and sew it. Alright, I just finished my leaves for my little mandrake. Time to assemble the hat. First, I'm going to make the cuff for the baby hat. And I'm taking off the pattern. I'm going to sew this together. Probably wondering, why didn't I lock the edge up here? Because I didn't. Now I'm just going to flip it this way. And see, now there is no seam on the baby hat. I'm going to pin it together just like this. Ta-da! Time for the main piece. I'm going to remove all my pins. And remember, keep your pin container close by or a magnet, ouch, so that way you don't drop any pins on the floor and you can save your feet. Okay, so I have the pattern. I'm going to put two leaves, one here and one here. And then the big slit one is going to be where the big one is. So I'm going to slowly put this here into the sewing machine and make it go like that. There we go, yay, it's going. This is very thick, just be careful. And if you have like some way to sew thick fabrics, do it. Careful. Just to make sure that this goes swimmingly, I'm going to go ahead and pin this in place on both sides. Get this in here. Remember, don't put your fingers in the presser foot at all. Keep your hands away from it. Okay, it's not going to be perfect. I think that's all right. So you can see it's like really messed up, but I don't care. It's my baby hat. Let's just see how it looks from the front. Oh, look! He's got his little hat here. That is so darling. Now I just need to add the band. Now the band is really important because you need to figure out, do you want the seam on the inside or the outside when you flip it up? And I personally like it on the outside because I like flipping up this little brim. And so I'm just going to attach this at the seam line. I'm going to pin it and then take it to the sewing machine. And slowly work my way around. Okay, slowly bend it. This would be a good time to actually take this off so that I can have this go underneath it and make a nice circular piece. Ah, this is the finished hat. I love it. I can't wait to put it on my son. Look at that. That's so cute. And like I still have enough to make him a little like romper or something. I think I'm just going to make like a little cover and then just throw him in it. But look, he can be a little mandrake now. Okay, so with the rest of this material, originally I thought I was going to use all the scrappy bits to let it hang. Actually, that's really dangerous for the baby because he can get strangled or choke on it. So I'm going to avoid using any scraps that are just supposed to hang, kind of giving that idea. I'm probably just going to keep it at the bottom where it won't hurt my baby. So I did a quick slight measurement and I used this weird elastic thing. I have no clue where, oh, this is for a yoga mat. So he's about this big and this long. And luckily my baby's round, so this is perfect. This fleece is stretchy, so I can just fold it over and create a nice little long form baby dress. So I have my awesome measuring unit here and I have my scissors. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this part out all the way here and then cut a little line here, and I'm going to figure out from there what to do. I've been holding on to this brown fabric forever, not knowing what to do with it, and now I have something to do with it. So I'm gonna sew like this here and then leave like a little armholes and then sew down here a little bit and then like cut it into strips so it kind of looks like the roots. So we'll do that. Okay, so I have all the sides together at the top. I'm gonna slightly cut downwards. It's a lot easier if you just keep it on the ground, but not ground, but on the table so it stays nice and flat. I'm just going to sew these two together and then the sides, and we'll go from there. Last part for my costume is that I'm just going to make some cuts into the bottom. Let's go ahead and turn this around because I want him to look like a mandrake. We'll see if it turns out. Might be too big, honestly. I don't know. I have these leftover scrappy bits, and you know what that means. We're gonna put them inside our scrappy bit container. Doot, doot. Get your regression out on the scrappiest bits of fabric. And you're probably wondering, what do you do with these scrappy bits? Use them for plushie filling. Use it for plushie filling. I hope you enjoyed this video of me showing you how to make a baby mandrake costume. Here's our photo shoot, and I hope you stay inspired, be creative, and I will see you in a future video. Bye!